Sorry about that. There was like a lot of movement going on right there, and I couldn't tell if there was a fire or if I was about to get hit by a crane, or if Sean Brown had showed up and we were going to duke it out on the internet. I'm ready to. The song's great. The riff in it sounds an awful lot like Beverly Hills Cop, and I thought that was funny. But it's a really intense song, and I think God really used that song to touch a lot of lives. And I think what the song's about is really important, which is why it's still available for free download on my website. That I didn't take it down when I found out that Sean Brown really is alive. And yep, Sean Brown's alive, and for some reason, Sean Brown wanted me to believe he was dead for some reason. And I communicated with him. I talked to him on the phone, and he said he didn't know who I was, and he said he had been in a horrible car accident, and that he'd been in a coma, and he'd lost his memory, and he could prove all of this. And I guess it's between him and God what really happened. Because, you know, he asked me, he goes, you know, could we be friends now? And I said, gosh, you've really only given me two choices. You're either the kind of person that would do what you did and lie about it even now to my face when you could give me some peace and closure about it. Or you're the kind of person who would do what you did and you can't even remember doing it. I don't know which one's worse, but neither of those people are people I'm going to let anywhere near me. Yeah, I surmise this. I surmise that Sean Brown actually became a Christian. I surmise that Sean Brown became a Christian and wanted to separate himself from his homosexual past. Flipped out and got rid of everybody he knew that reminded him of that period of his life by telling them he had died. That's what I honestly believe happened. I believe that's what the Lord's told me. I believe that I wasn't the only one. I believe it wasn't personal. But for goodness sakes, someone told me they were dead. I mourned for someone. A simple no would have been sufficient, Sean Brown. Sean Brown is in Las Vegas. He sells real estate in Las Vegas. You could look him up online. You'll find him in a second. Tell Sean Brown I said hi. And why would I do that? Why would I expose Sean Brown? I don't know. Let's just be fair here. If there are sociopaths running around who tell people that they're dead just because they don't feel like returning their phone calls, do we keep that to ourselves? I don't know. Am I just angry? Absolutely. Am I vindictive? You betcha. I had a hit record because of this guy. I should be thankful. I'm not. I wish I'd never written that song. It broke my heart to have to write it. It broke my heart to perform it. I mourned for this guy 365 days a year for 4 years. That seems like an awful lot of care and energy and love going out for someone who is living the good life in Las Vegas. You know, he did apologize, but he didn't say it really happened. He said, I'm going to take your word for it because I don't remember, but I'm sorry for whatever pain I caused you and your family and so forth. And oh yeah, he told me it was a beautiful song. I don't know. You can judge me not very Christian about this. I think the fact that I didn't show up at his work buck naked singing Sean Brown and then gutting him like a fish proves I'm a Christian, but that's me. You know, you decide. You decide. Maybe you don't know the whole story. Maybe people seeing this aren't going to get the whole impact of how it went down, but I love someone dearly and they told me they were dead. I grieved for someone for years, and I wrote a song about him that touched many people's lives because of my conviction behind it. I would never have written a song about a dead person who didn't die. I would never make up a character because I've certainly known enough people who have died to write a song about them. But the asshole that I choose to memorialize is alive. No one likes being made a fool of. And And I do feel a fool, but I also feel the people that bought the record were made a fool of. And my kids met him, and my kids were sad about it, and my kids were touched by it. I mean, it's so far-reaching. Our deception is so far-reaching, and again, I decided to keep the song on the record until Sean Brown does something about this. Watch, he can screw me again. My gosh, the guy's got me coming and going. Then I show up at work buck naked, and I will gut you like a fish. You're officially threatened, Sean Brown. Don't mess with me. Don't mess with a mean motherfucker, man of God. That's all I can say. Now, the reason I kept it on the record is because I knew people were touched by it, and I knew God had blessed it, and I knew that what it was about really mattered. And I guess in the end, that's all that matters. I'm not really here for myself, and Sean Brown doesn't matter. And I said that at the shows. With a name like Sean Brown, he could be John Brown, John Doe, Jane Brown. It could be anybody you know or love that doesn't know the Lord, that dies suddenly. And, you know, for the record, Sean Brown is dead to me. And that's sad too, isn't it? I think it's sad. I think it's sad when he said, you know, there's still time, you know, we could be friends and blah, blah, blah. And he didn't know who I was, of course. And I was like, I'm going to pass Sean Brown. I think it's good that you're dead, and I think if our paths ever cross, I'll probably make you an honest man. So, I guess pray for Sean Brown. Pray for me, man. The guy broke my heart so many ways, and humiliated me, and shamed the people who put that song on their iPod and cried their eyes out, and in their mind lifted him up a hero. He wasn't a hero, he was a coward. And no judgment for Christians who become Christians and start throwing things out. I threw out all my records, man. I threw out so much stuff. I threw out everything that mattered. I threw out stuff that I recorded that I'll never get back. We've all done it. We've all purged our lives. But my God, when we start purging people, Jesse, when we start purging people, we sin. And that's all it is. We're never allowed to throw out people. The Bible doesn't say it. Sorry, Sean Brown. That was a bad move. Good song, though. And again, it's available for free download with everything else on Does God Sleep at www.PaisleyYankolovich.com. And Sean Brown works in Las Vegas as a real estate agent. Tell him I said hi. Thank you. Turn it off, turn it off, turn it off.